Hey, Scott here, Scotty's Animals. I'm a volunteer at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue, and I specialize in adoptions and bonding. I've been volunteering there for over 7 years, and in that time, I've bonded probably 3 or 4 pairs of guinea pigs or more a week, every week, with only 1 or 2 weeks off. So you do the math. It's a lot of bonding, and I've got a lot of experience with it, and I've seen a lot. And that's why I want to take that experience and I want to lay it all out for you. And this video is called Guinea Pig Bonding Rules. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some of the misconceptions that people have about guinea pigs and pairing them up. We're going to talk about what's true and what's not. So we want to align our expectations with reality so that we aren't upset, disappointed, or trying for something that's really just not feasible. Believe me, I get so many messages that people say, oh, I'm trying to put this guinea pig with this guinea pig, or my guinea pig's alone, or I live in an area where there's no rescues. What should I do? So we're gonna break all of that down right now.
Baby! There he goes. Hi, Gary. Oh, Pipsqueak, you stole the carrot that was supposed to be for Billy. You want some lettuce? Here, Cash. Here you go, Dice. Hi, Elvis. That's for you, Elvis. Here you go, Nate. That's for you, bud. There you go, Cheech. Hey, Chong. There you are, Papa. Hi, Timmy. There you go, Mike.
Okay, so let's talk about some truths and some misconceptions when we're bonding guinea pigs. And let's also get into the numbers. So first off, girl guinea pigs will generally speaking bond. Come here, BB. Shh. Okay, girl guinea pigs will... BB! Come on. Girl guinea pigs will generally bond with... Girl guinea pigs will generally bond with each other around 80% of the time or better. So chances are any 2 girl guinea pigs that you put together are gonna get along. Now, I have a video that's not my video, but it's a video that Saskia, the director of the LA Guinea Pig Rescue, has been recommending for a long time. And it shows an extreme case of girl bonding. So these girls are chasing each other, they're doing what we call nose punching, but they're not biting and they're not hurting each other. And eventually, after all of this behavior, they do settle down and everything is fine. So if you have 2 girls that you want to put together and you think that they're not getting along, or you've put them together and it seems like they were fighting, please watch this video. I'll put the link in the description, and I'll put a link right here, bing bing, and so you can click on that and watch it. But stick to the end of this video and we'll really cover everything that you need to know about bonding your guinea pigs. So back to the girls. 80% of all girls, in my experience, bonding thousands of them, will get along. So watch that video and you'll see that even though it might seem crazy, they will figure it out. Now, the exception, and there always is, and that 20% is if there is actual biting, if there is more than clumps of fur. But if they are rolling around in a lock like one of those cartoon clouds of fighting characters, then that's bad. So you're gonna wanna stop the fight, separate them. You maybe try it again, but generally speaking, 80% of your girls will get along, and you can be really confident that they will. Okay, but so that's why this video is mostly about boys, because bonding boys is a little bit harder. And actually, it's a lot harder. The inverse ratio is true. It's about 20% chance. BB. It's really only about a 20% chance that any 2 boys are going to get along. But at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue, we have so many boys to choose from that you're bound to find one. All right, so let's talk about some boy bonding misconceptions. A lot of people think that if they have two baby boys that are from the same litter, they're going to stay together and get along better than maybe two guinea pigs from different situations. And that is totally not true. In fact, the opposite is true. So many times what people think, what people assume, or what people believe, it's actually not true. It's the opposite. When you have two baby boys from the same litter, they're going to grow up and they're going to be adolescents and rambunctious teenagers at the same time. And that really is going to increase the likelihood that they're going to fight each other. They're going to challenge each other and end up not wanting to bond. So we always recommend that you bond adult males, not babies. If you come to the rescue or if you have a guinea pig, it's much easier to bond them with an adult because there's going to be less likely of some hormonal upset in the future. But as I've said, it's only a 20% chance that any two adult male guinea pigs are going to bond with each other. If you have two adult boys that you're bonding together and they successfully bond, I would say there's a greater than a 95% chance that they're going to stay together forever. So what starts out as only a 20% chance, if you can find a successful bond, is very likely to stay together. However, if you have two babies or an adult bonded with a baby, then the chances of them splitting up when the baby becomes grown up or a teenager is, I would say, 50-50. Now, if you have a baby or an older boy and you try to bond them together, it's better than a 95% chance that any adult boy guinea pig is going to bond with a baby boy. They just love babies in general. They are not threatened by them, and the babies, there's nothing that they can do regardless of whatever crazy rambunctious behavior happens to them during the bonding process. If you want an in-depth bonding video, click this video right here. There's a whole playlist about bonding. So I'm gonna put up the numbers again to recap, okay? What's going on back here, BB? I'll put the numbers up. Now, here's what we have. We have girls are about an 80% chance that any two girls are gonna bond with each other. Now let's talk about boys. Boys have only a 20% chance that they're going to bond with each other. Any two random boys that you put together, there's probably about a 20% chance, maybe a little bit better, but generally speaking, you're defying nature. In the wild, girl guinea pigs live in a herd, and there's only one or two males in that herd, generally one, and the other males, they fight and they get kicked out, they start their own burrows. But boys don't like to live together generally. But that ratio is reversed when we're talking about bonding an adult male with a baby. You are looking at better than a 90% chance, maybe a 95% chance, almost even 100% chance that any little baby boy that you put with your boy, they're going to get along just fine. Because babies are non-threatening, they're super cute, they're little, they can't fight back, and your older boy is not going to feel threatened. They're going to love them, and they're going to be very excited to be paired up with a baby boy. So you're looking at about a 95% chance or better. But what's going to happen in 6 months or so when that baby becomes a rambunctious teenager? I've always said that it's about a 50% chance that your baby boy is going to challenge your older boy. And in my experience, that's been the case. See ya, BB. So those are the numbers. And at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue, we don't recommend that you commit to adopting any guinea pig, boy or girl, without having a play date. But if you look at the numbers with girls, the likelihood of you being able to put your girl with any other girl is very high. So what do you do if you don't have the LA Guinea Pig Rescue or any guinea pig rescue around, or there's no animal shelter that will allow you to do a play date before you adopt your piggies? So let's take a quick break, And when we come back, we'll talk about what to do if you're having a hard time bonding your piggies.
When Sarah asked me if she could do a tarot card inspired drawing of Billy, I said sure, but I didn't think it was going to be this awesome, so I decided to turn it into a t-shirt. It should be up there on the shop by now, along with all of my favorite designs. And look, some guinea pig earrings are still up on the shop, but some of the cool designs are now sweatshirts. So get these one-of-a-kind items before they're gone.
Okay, welcome back. So maybe you're in a situation where you live in a rural area, or you live somewhere where you don't have access to a guinea pig rescue or any kind of an animal rescue or shelter where they'll let you do a play date or meet and greet with your piggy. Now, it is very important. It's one of the most important things is that your guinea pig does not live alone. They can benefit so much from having another piggy just in the room. So I would really suggest boy piggies or girl piggies that you really don't give up. Don't settle for just having a solo pig. You will find a match. And if you can't find a match, then what do? If you have a girl, then it's about 80% chance or better that she'll bond with any other girl. So if there's no rescue or animal shelter where they'll let you do a play date, you're going to be fine just adopting one and putting them together at home. But please adopt, don't shop. There are so many resources like Pet Finder, Facebook groups, Instagram. There's plenty of places where I'm sure you can find people who have guinea pigs in need. Even Craigslist. You would be so surprised that people in your area, they don't know what to do. They have a life-changing situation and they have to rehome their piggies. So please find those pigs before you support these big chain pet stores or these smaller shops that are it's just a revolving breeding door, and it's making our job as rescuers a lot harder. So please consider that. Now let's talk about boys. It's only a 20% chance that your boy is gonna bond with another boy. So often I get messages, people say, well, I got a second guinea pig from somewhere, normally the pet shop, and now they're fighting. They won't be together. They don't like each other. There's tooth chattering. They've bitten each other. Well, I wish you would have found my videos sooner. We're in this mess together. So all we can do now is try to make the best of it. So how are we going to do that? You can watch my bonding videos. You can try to tame your guinea pigs simultaneously while you're also trying to bond them together. And maybe as they become more comfortable with you, they'll become more comfortable with each other. But as I mentioned, it's an 80% chance that they're not going to get along. It's only a 1 in 5 chance, right? If you don't have some different choices, if you don't have a place where you can do a play date, it's very risky. So a lot of people end up in this situation where they've got 2 piggies and they're fighting. And look, I have 2 piggies that don't get along. In fact, I have 4 solo boys that don't get along with each other at the moment. And what does that mean? It means that they are living comfortably side by side in a 2x3 CNC cage, which I still feel is not enough for them. If they could be bonded and have more space, then that would be better than them being side by side. But this is the minimum space that we recommend. It's still okay. It's plenty of space for them, and they are thriving side by side. You can see here with my setup with Pipsqueak and Gary, they have a side-by-side grid situation. I like to stuff hay in between the grids so that they can share and interact with each other through the grids. So you shouldn't feel bad if you have 2 piggies and you've gotten into this situation and no matter what you've tried, they won't get along. That's okay. They can live side by side and that's fine. When I first got guinea pigs as an adult, I've made all the same mistakes. I got 2 pigs from a pet store because I loved them so much. I had a connection with them in the shop. I didn't know about any rescues, and I got 2 baby boys that were brothers, And after about 3 or 4 months, they just started fighting, and they wouldn't stop fighting. And they fought, and I put my hand in and I got bit. Never put your hand in between two guinea pigs that are fighting without wrapping it in a towel or fleece or something, or putting something in between. You can get bit really bad. There's plenty of superficial guinea pig bites, but if you get bit deeply, it can cause a bad infection, and you definitely will need antibiotics. So protect yourself. And no matter how many times people have done this at the rescue, it's your instinct to put your hand in. So that's why you should always wrap it before any introductions, because you're going to feel that instinct to want to jump in. So save yourself. Okay, let's talk about neutering real quick. Should you get your boy neutered and then get him a girl? If you were to do that, I can tell you that the chances of your neutered boy bonding... Gary, get over here. Ooh, gotcha. The chances of your neutered boy bonding with any girl is very high, around 95%. But I'm trying to do this, Gary. I love you too. Neutering can be a risky surgery. At the LA Guinea Pig Rescue, we neuter several guinea pigs a year, and those are usually the ones that fail multiple play dates for months and months and months, but it's still a risky surgery. We have a vet that we trust, and we haven't lost any, but I have heard heartbreaking stories of people who've gone in for routine surgery like neutering. Guinea pigs don't do very well with anesthesia in some cases, so I can't recommend to you an unnecessary surgery like neutering, and I would say that, in my opinion, it's better to have two single side-by-side boys, and maybe when they get out of their awkward teenage stage, you'll be able to bond them, than it would be to do the neutering surgery. However, if there's a vet that you trust, the chances are really good that everything's going to go well, but I just personally, even if it was a 1% chance, I would hate to lose my piggy when they could just be perfectly happy living side by side. If you're going to nibble me, and I'm going to put you back. So guys, I'm going to bite you back. Don't give up on your piggies, okay? If you have two piggies that have fought, you can try techniques like a buddy bath. It's where you bathe them together, and supposedly through the trauma they will bond. And I've had people tell me that they had to do 10 of those, and then finally it stuck. That may seem like a lot of work, but don't give up. If you want your piggies to live together, then maybe someday they will. But you also can't keep trying to bond them if they're fighting. Just accept the fact that it is really an 80% chance that they won't like each other. It's only a 20% chance that any two boys are going to bond. So remember that. Keep your expectations in line with reality. Okay? But don't give up. So if you've decided that your boys are best side by side, they can still interact with each other. You can still put them down in a neutral territory. I like to zip tie a bunch of grids together and put it on the floor, and you can have some floor time, and right before they fight, if they're getting into any scrappy situation, you can separate them, but you can give them some interaction time together. I love you, Gary. You want a chin scratch? Ow. So I hope this made some sense. I hope this cleared some of the misconceptions up for you. If you have any more questions, please post them in the comments. You'd be surprised how many incredibly knowledgeable subscribers there are to Scotty's Animals. I hope that this has been insightful. That's the reason why I started doing all these videos, is after so many years volunteering, I get the same questions over and over and over. So I hope this helped. I hope that all your questions can be answered in the comments if you have any more. And thank you guys so much. See you next time. Bye. Let's have some lunch, Gary. Let's go have some lunch. Oh, not my finger.